If you are new to programming, just as I am, you would agree that sometimes it's such a daunting task to get the code off your head onto the programming environment. So today I decided that I'm going to use artificial intelligence to help me make my work easier. So with this document you can see here, I'm going to analyze the 2019 IPO stock data. I took my time to actually put up this document, and it showcases the IPO date, the symbols, company name, IPO price, current price, return, company type, industry, subsector, etc. So now, my goal is to glean insights after 5 years. So what am I going to do today? I'm going to be using ChatGPT to generate code in our programming language to make my work easier and faster. So let's get into it. The data I showed you earlier, I'll just upload it as fast as possible. Trying to get data uploaded. Okay. So as you can see, the data is uploaded into my workspace environment. So this is the entire stock market data for 2019. So let's go to ChatGPT. So I'm just going to run through the prompts. I'm not going to repeat it, but I've already done these prompts. So I'm just going to run through what I did to actually generate the code and get my results. So the first prompt, I asked ChatGPT, can you give me the code in our programming language in the dataset IPO 2019 code that will produce a list of prices under the variable IPO prices that are below $10, included with the following other variables: company name, return, industry. And of course, it gave me the results. It actually gave me two. It gave me two sets of codes using base R subset function or dplyr. So I chose the code using base R function. I'm going to place it on my console. I'm trying to ensure that my code is properly written so that I do not encounter errors. Okay, I've encountered an error, so I'll do it again, correcting my code properly this time to ensure that my column names are all compatible with the code that ChatGPT has generated for me. So there it is. ChatGPT has given me the results of all the companies with their IPO price below $10. So you can see here there are 21 more rows. That means there are a total of 31 companies with IPO prices under $10. So right now, I want ChatGPT to give me code that will help me visualize the result of this data. Okay, so I'll just edit this a bit and resend it. So ChatGPT has given me a step-by-step guide to actually generate visuals for the result of the data. So I'm going to place it on my console. Okay, it's loading the necessary packages that will help me visualize the data. So I'm going back to ChatGPT and I'm going to pick the complete code. I'll take it back to the cloud. I'm going to look through and I will take out everything that I do not need from it. I'll also try to ensure that I correct everything within the data to limit errors. This is so important. If not, you'll just be getting errors and errors, which I encountered when I started trying this out. So the problem with this was that I actually gave ChatGPT what I wrote is actually what it gave back to me. So ensure that you are feeding it with the right statements. So there, it has actually visualized my data. I'm just going to zoom in to see what it is giving me. So the code has generated this visualization showing all the IPO prices below $10. And at this side, of course, you can see the industries. Each color represents, an industry. So you can see health, lifestyle, probably with this. So let's go ahead. ChatGPT has given me more code to create other visualizations to look at the data in different ways. So here, the next visualization says scatter plot of IPO prices versus return. This plot will help you observe the relationship between IPO prices and their returns. So I will just copy the code and I'll bring it back to my console on Posit Cloud. And I'll place it on the console, run it. Okay, first of all, I'm going to check my code to ensure that everything is in order before I run it. So you can see the code is perfect now and has given me a scatter plot of IPO price versus return. Instead of me to analyze that visualization, I want ChatGPT to give me code to differentiate color of positive return from negative ones on the scatter plot, so that it's going to be so easy for us to, glean insights from the visualization. So that's my code. ChatGPT has given me this code. So this time around, I'll expect the visualization to actually differentiate positive returns on investments from the negative ones, so that we can properly see what our data is saying. So there we go. I'm going to zoom out. You can see what is going on here. These are all the stocks from 2019 below $10. So as you can see from this visualization, most of the IPO prices that are under $10 have not returned any money to their investors. You can see all of these red dots. All of these are actually under zero. But we can see 4 stocks that are above zero. That is, in 5 years, these stocks have been able to make returns for their investors. And there's one outlier here. One stock that is under $10 actually costs about $5 for the investors to purchase this stock. And this stock has returned over 300% to its investors, which is actually very good. But by and large, the insight from this visualization is telling us that most of the IPO priced under $10 have not made good returns for their investors. The next visualization we're going to be looking at is a box plot of returns by industry. This plot can help you understand how returns vary across different industries for IPO prices below $10. So I'm going to copy the code it has generated for me. I'm going to bring it to my console, and I'm going through the code now to ensure that everything is okay before I run it. So this is the box plot of returns by industry. So on average, medical devices is above 300%. That is energy right there. On finance, all of those are just a bit above. They are profitable, not a bit. They're actually profitable. But the health industry is actually doing well on average. So the next prompt I'm giving ChatGPT, I'm saying, can you give me the code in our programming language in the dataset IPO 2019 code that will produce a list of prices above the variable IPO price that are above $9.5, included with the following other variables: company name, return, industry. He says, certainly. Let's see the code that ChatGPT is going to give us. So it needs us to install and load the necessary packages. So let's do that. So we're going to copy the next set of code. The package is still loading. Paste it. Run it. Okay. So now the code has given me these results, showing all the companies with IPO prices above $9.5. So we have 10 companies and 190 more rows, making a total of about 200 companies. So I want the code that will visualize the result of the filtered data for me and let the code differentiate the color of positive return from negative ones on the scatter plot. So I'm going to come here and copy this code, take it back to the console, paste it, look to see if there are any errors or anything I need to update. I'm going to run this code. Okay, give me a bit of warning. But I'll zoom into it, and now let us see what the visualization, the insights the visualization is actually giving us. As you can see, the stocks above $9.5 are more profitable than the ones below $10, as you can see from the blue markings on the chart. And you can also see that the higher the price of the stock, the less profitable it becomes. You can see that the price of the stock cluster around $10 to about 20, I'll say about 24 to 20, about $28, but with more clustering between $13 to $17 or $18. From this visualization, we can see that the stocks with IPO prices above $9.5 will make greater returns after 5 years to investors than stocks priced below $10. For the filtered data with IPO price above $9.5, there are two types of companies, company and SPAC, under the column company type. Provide me code that compares the number of companies with positive return versus the number of SPAC that have positive return. So let's see what this gives us. So I'm going to come here, copy the code that ChatGPT has generated for me. I'm going to paste it in my console. Everything is in order. So we can see here the company type, positivity count, companies. The number of positively returning companies are 67, and the number of positively returning SPACs are 36. Give me code that groups each IPO by industry in the IPO 2019 code datasets. So I've copied the code. Going back to my console, pasting it, checking out my code to ensure everything is in order. Perfect. Run the code. So now it has grouped these IPOs by industry according to their returns. So basically the code has given me the average return by industry. That's also given me the IPO counts for each industry and the average IPO price. So from here we can see that health and biotech had 57 companies, finance 34, health 12, energy 9, IT services 8, real estate 8, software 8, consumer manufacturing 6. You can also see that the average return on some companies like IT services is 900% average return. Energy about 400%, health 300%, health and biotech about 160%. Give me code to visualize this result. So let's see what it gives us. So it says this bar chart will show you how many IPOs there are in each industry. Copy code. Take it to my console. Zoom out. Okay, this is actually not very clear. So I'm going to correct the code and see what I get. But next, let's actually look at the scatter plot for average IPO price versus average returns. Let's copy this code and see what ChatGPT gives us. This scatter plot will help visualize the relationship between average IPO price and the average return, potentially indicating trends or outliers. So let's look at the scatter plot. Copy the code, paste it on my console. Alright, it's not actually the clearest, but the average return and the IPO price, we can see this clearly. Alright, manufacturing technology is actually an outlier. On average, the return is over 400%. That's average of all the companies combined. Manufacturing technology, health, medical devices, these two are actually together, but I missed the naming convention here. Then electric vehicles, then above 100%, we can see a cluster of companies or around 100%, health, lifestyle and consumer products, foods and beverages, IT services, health software, hospitality, insurance and software, defense, communication. All of these have actually returned close to or over 100% to their investors after 5 years. So like I said, I was going to correct bar chart code, and I asked ChatGPT to help me do that, which it has done. So I'm going to copy this code. and take it back to the console. And let's see what it gives. So we're going to zoom out now, and we have a clearer bar chart. Okay, so as we can see here, health and biotech has the most IPO, just like we got in the result of the code. The visualization is actually showing and properly showing us how this looks, followed by finance, health, energy, IT services. So these are the leading industries in the IPO count. So of course, there's something really ticking about health biotech, at least in 2019. It was such a big deal. It probably is right now if we take today's IPOs data or the IPO data of last year and analyze as well. So I'm going back to ChatGPT. So I'm asking it to give me code that retrieves only industries that have the word health in the IPO 2019 code dataset, including the columns with company name, company type, IPO price, and return. So let's see what ChatGPT gives us. So I'm coming here to copy the code, taking it back to my console, pasting it, running it. So what do I have here? Okay. These are the companies with the word health in them. So it doesn't matter what kind of health companies they are, part of. As long as the word health is in them, the code ChatGPT generated, for me has been able to bring out all of those companies with their initial public offering price and their returns in 2023. In fact, in May of 2023. And it code that grouped health industries in their specific industry categories. So we have two sets of codes from ChatGPT to be able to achieve this. So I'm going to paste the first one. I'll go back for the second one. I'll copy it and come back and paste it on my console. And I'll run it. And this is what we have. As you can see, ChatGPT has given me the specific industries, the company count, average IPO price, and average return. So you can see the full bouquet of the health industries. That's health, health biotech, health e-commerce, health education, health lifestyle and consumer, health medical device, health medical devices, which is the same actually, health software, health wellness, and healthcare. So now I need to visualize this result, and I'm asking ChatGPT to give me the code to visualize the industry summary. So I'm just going to copy this code, take it back to my console. I'll paste this code, run it. Yes, so it has given me the number of companies per industry. Again, now this is looking deeply into the health sector. So we can see that health biotech is leading, followed by general health, and health and medical devices, health lifestyle, health software, healthcare, and so on. Here I want a scatter plot for average IPO price versus average return. Okay, and it's going to show me the relationship between the average IPO price and the average returns for each industry in the health sector. So I'm just going to zoom in, and from this we can see that health medical devices on average is leading, followed by health lifestyle, consumer, health software has actually made 100% on average for its investors after 3 years. Health e-commerce on average has not made anything. Health biotech has made a bit of profit, and general health. So these are basically average returns for all of the stocks in a particular industry combined. So the last visualization we're going to be given at is combined plot facets. So this code was given to us as one of the possible visualizations we can actually look at. So it was given to me by ChatGPT. Okay, so it's not like I thought about it. It just fed me with the code when I asked. So if you wish to combine these metrics into a single comprehensive view, you can use facets to separate bar charts of company count and average IPO prices. So I'm going to copy this code to see what it can give us. I'll take it back to my console, paste it, and run it. Okay, it has actually generated an error for me, which I'm going to tell ChatGPT. So I'm telling ChatGPT that an error has occurred, and it should actually resolve the error for me. It's telling me to load the necessary packages and modify the code using pivot longer. So I'm going here, I'm copying the code, taking it back to my console, pasting it. Alright, so I'm going to zoom in to see the visualization. So as you can see here, we have 3 charts. Okay, so ChatGPT said in case we want to look at the charts, the visualizations individually, independently. Okay, so this one, we can see that the average IPO price, against the value, the average IPO price, then the average returns for each of these companies, and then the company counts. So we can see that using ChatGPT can actually make the programming work a lot easier and a lot lighter, at least for me, especially if you're a newbie, if you're just trying to get a hang of the programming language. For me, I've been trying to get a hang of our programming language. I'm glad I was able, to find a way to actually combine ChatGPT with the little knowledge I have of the R programming language to actually make my understanding of it a lot easier. And most especially, I'm actually really glad that it's been so easy for me to analyze stock data, to glean insights from stock, combining ChatGPT and the R programming language. So before we go, what did we actually glean from the 2019 IPO data set? So in 5 years, we can see that most of the IPOs that were priced below $10 have done poorly, with an exception of maybe 4 companies. But after 5 years, this year is actually the 6th year. We've also seen that the more expensive the IPO price, the less profitable they actually turned out for investors in 2019. I do not know about other years, but this is what the stock analysis has shown us. We've also seen that the health industry was actually really outstanding. There were more companies, people were actually really investing in health from the IPO data, especially in biotech, even though on average, the health biotech industry may not have done, so well. That's combining all the companies together. They turned out to be, there were actually some really profitable, companies within the health segment. Also, the health and medical devices was actually one of the biggest high returns to its investors, also manufacturing technology, So, of course, it's the onus is on you, it's on me to find out why people are investing, or people were investing so much in health biotech, health medical devices, in manufacturing technology, and every other industry or stock that actually did so well. The onus is on you. Don't take this as investment advice. Just take it as us, learning together. Make sure that before you make any investments, you talk to your financial advisor. So once again, I want to thank you for going through this video with me. Thank you for watching. I hope you come back. And don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to turn on the notification bell, and please subscribe. It's going to help this channel improve its viewership and get it more wider audience. So thank you for watching once again. Catch you soon.